I've just sat down to start this YouTube video and the sun is literally just shining right on my face here. It feels like we haven't seen the sun in a few days and that just feels so nice. I feel like that looks really weird on camera. That's literally just my face lit up. Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing really well and I hope that you had a lovely Christmas, a lovely restful and peaceful break. I had a really nice, just quiet time over Christmas. And it felt so nice to almost just do nothing and to just actually have no pressure to do anything. I do love those days in between Christmas and New Year where you're just eating all of the leftovers. I was having Yule log for breakfast and just like chilling. It feels weird to say Happy New Year now because we are well into January, but I haven't spoke to you. So Happy New Year. I thought for this vlog we could sit down, have a catch up. I feel like we've got, yeah, some bits to catch up on. I wanted to kind of just have a little chat through some, not really goals, but just a few intentions, a few changes I'm making for the year, and just have a bit of a chit chat, to be honest. So get comfy, grab yourself a drink or whatever you want, and let's just relax. Look at that sunshine, that is so nice. Do you like my new little mugs? How cute are they? They're from F&F at Tesco. I think they were £3 each. I saw them in there and bought two straight away because they were so cute. I've just made a tea and that is actually so hot still. So I wanted to come back to YouTube last week, but I haven't had this for a really long time, but I don't know what it is. And I find this really hard to articulate and I feel really vulnerable sharing this. I want this place, of course, to be a positive place, a channel that you come to feel good, but I also want it to be a place of realness. So last week, and as I said, I haven't felt like this for ages, and I don't really know how to talk about this because I don't know what it is. But Monday, I had a great day. I was doing loads of planning and I was like so excited for the year. And then Tuesday came and bam, I don't know what it was. It was honestly like the soul of myself had been sucked out. I felt so low, so sad, and I don't know why. And this has been a reoccurring thing in my life. And when it happens, first of all, I find this so frustrating and I get annoyed at myself talking about it because I don't know what it is. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know if it's hormonal or what it is, but it just makes you feel absolutely shit, basically, to put it bluntly. I just feel so upset and so sad and so low, but I don't know why. And it just almost is paralyzing in your body. Like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. Even texting someone back is so much effort. Just having a conversation with someone is so exhausting. I don't want to do anything. I literally just want to shut myself off from the world and just be on my own. Of course, with Bertie, he's always great company in times like that. He's great company all the time, but especially in times like that. And to be really honest with you, I don't think I showered for 3 days because it's one of the, like, you just lose all joy for anything. And it's horrible. And I'm not that kind of person and I don't want to be that, but it feels bigger than me. It just comes over and I can't seem to control it. But then my mind, it makes my mind go so frantic, so many thoughts, so many overwhelming, intrusive thoughts, and it's a really horrible time, but I feel so much better now. And if anyone else feels like this, I really think the best thing we can do is to write it down and track it. And track it on the day of your cycle. So I've now started writing down because I used to just plot it in my calendar. I would never align it with my cycle, which leads me on to a book I've been reading called, not reading, an Audible, because one thing about me, I can't read. I can read. What I mean is I can't seem to read a book. I will read one line and I'll get to the end and I will think, what was that? Like, I'm reading it, but it's not going in. Anyway, so I've been listening to it on Audible because when I am doing like jobs around the house or I'm driving or walking, I can listen to it. It's called Period Power by Maisie Hill and a friend recommended it to me and it's all about, it says harness your hormones and get your cycle working for you. And I'm only on chapter 3 and I am already like mind blown. Like, why did we not learn this stuff at school? And it actually makes me quite angry that so many of us, I'm going to be 34 this year, and how have I gone like all these years if I started having my period, I think I was maybe like 14 or 15. It's almost 20 years I've been going through, you know, having hormones and not knowing any of this. So if you struggle with, to be honest, not even if you struggle, I think if you just want to get more of a grip on your hormones and your cycle and what is happening, when and why, honestly, this book is amazing, and I really wish that I'd read it sooner. So yeah, last week it felt like the rug was pulled under my feet, and I hate not being productive. I love getting stuff done, I love being productive, I love ticking off my list, I love getting things done, and I couldn't, and that as well makes you feel rubbish. So it was just a bit of a write-off week. I'm starting this week much better. There's so much pressure around January as it is. We just don't need to put any extra pressure on ourselves. I'm going to insert something that I saw online here, and it's just like a little gentle reminder for January that it's all right if we're not feeling motivated, or if we don't feel like, you know, we've got everything together ready for the year. And it is okay to take it slow. So feel free to screenshot this and pop it as a screensaver, or just save it in your phone if you just need that reminder at the moment. I love the feeling that right now all of nature and the plants and everything are hibernating. This isn't really the time for growth and new beginnings. This is time for rest, recoup, and kind of preserving our energy. Come spring, then we can get going. Sunny days make me feel so much better. The days are going to be longer, it's going to be warmer, and that is a time that we can start implementing new routines and feel more motivated and great about things. So just in case anyone else is feeling pretty shit as well, please just take it easy. So yeah, that leads us on to some kind of goals and intentions. And something that I really need to focus on this year is looking after myself and taking better care of myself. Sorry, it's so distracting on the camera that just my face is lit up. You know, like if you went to watch a show at the theatre where they just put the light on someone's face, it feels like that. I am this year focusing on more whole foods. I don't really eat that many processed foods anyway, but just really being mindful of that. I know everyone's on the matcha hype, but I actually do really like it, and I'm surprised that I like it because I don't know, I'm just really fussy with my taste of things, and I really like matcha. I have been putting vanilla in it, but I've swapped that for coffee, and I'm feeling that the energy, apart from last week, the energy that it's giving me is much more sustained rather than the big spike and then the big crash you get with caffeine and coffee in general. So that I've made a swap. So I feel like I've just made a few little swaps. Another thing I've added in to my diet is cottage cheese. So everyone always spoke about how good this is because it is just packed with protein, and it's quite an easy thing, especially you could have for breakfast. And my new favourite breakfast, I'm going to show you tomorrow in the morning, we can have it together, is Jason's sourdough toasted with cottage cheese, a sprinkle of, a drizzle of honey even, and then a sprinkle of chili flakes. It's so nice. It's so quick because that's what I would do. I would skip breakfast, have a coffee, and then it'd get to like 11 and I would be so hungry that I would then just grab something that was more like convenient, that wasn't super healthy, and at the same time I'd be having like a coffee down, a coffee dip. What's the word I'm looking for here? A coffee crash. So I'm getting out of those kind of routines, and I'm, yeah, fueling my body better. Something that's been on my to-do list for so long that I just have put off, but I have taken the plunge and I've had my first session, and that is tattoo removal. So I've got 2 tattoos. I've got one on my wrist and foot, and I got them I think when I was like 17, and they weren't meaningful, and it was just a thing, you know. If I'm going to be 34 this year, that is 17 years ago. Tattoos were just a thing when I was younger, and I just had them because I thought they were cool. They just don't feel a part of me now. As I said, they're not like sentimental or anything. They don't have any meaning, and I have wanted to get them removed for a while. Anyway, I had my first session. Oh my gosh. The pain was like so painful. The only thing, and why I got through it, was because it's so quick. So my wrist, this was a week ago now that I've had it done. It's actually the redness, you can't really see it. But this is the little bird on my wrist. It has faded quite a lot in session 1. I'm going to put a photo in of them doing it because it was really satisfying watching. And the one on my foot only took like 40 seconds. Oh my gosh, I've not had a pedicure. That's faded a lot. So it was very quick, but what I wasn't expecting was after the laser, so the laser goes in and like breaks up the pigment, is my foot, I'm gonna put a picture in here, look at this foot. It was so swollen and itchy, like I could have scratched the life out of it. It was horrible. It was so itchy, and look how swollen it is as well. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know that was coming. And I've bought a few new bits and bobs for the house because I just wanted to give it a bit of a New Year refresh. When I took all the decorations down, the house just felt so, like, it just felt so sad. I actually loved our Christmas decorations this year. So I've just got a few new bits and bobs to just give it a little bit of a refresh. So I'll show you those tomorrow. And I'm trying a new dinner recipe tonight. So when I'm in the kitchen later, we can make that together. It is a bit later in the day now. It's 4:30, so I'm actually starting dinner so early, but just where I am, time in the day, I can prepare the dinner and then it can cook later. This is gonna be my 4th year of not eating red meat until tonight. So what I'm gonna make tonight is a recipe that I have found online. I'll leave the link to the recipe down below, but it's a sweet potato cottage pie with beef. Also, as I've spoken about loads, I've got endometriosis, which is an inflammatory disease. So I'm trying to eat more non-inflammatory foods. And this recipe came up as one that was good for the hormones, which is exactly what we need right now. So let me show you what we've got here. So I've got everything out ready to go. So as I said, we are going to have beef, and I'm not going to eat it often, but I'm not going to completely cut it out of my diet now. So if I am going to eat any beef, I just want to make sure that it is organic. So we've got that, we've got sweet potato for the topping, we've got peas, onions, carrots to go in the shepherd's pie mix, cottage pie. Whilst I was getting the beef mince, I thought we may as well go for beef bone broth as well, which is really packed full of nutrients and it's got lots of goodness in. And also I've just grabbed a sprig of rosemary from the garden, and there's some coconut milk that goes in the sweet potatoes to make the mash. So I'm gonna get this on the go now. For Christmas, I got an always pan, which I've wanted for so long. It's a frying pan, but it is so good and I've been enjoying using it so much. It comes with a lid, so what's great about this recipe is obviously I can make the base in the pan, pop the sweet potato on top, and then you can put the lid on and just put this all straight in the oven. And it's got like a non-toxic, non-stick thing to it, and it actually makes me really enjoy cooking again. Bertie's just been watching me make the dinner, but it just kills me when he does this with his paws. Like, I don't know, he's just so cute. Look at his little face and the way he tucks these little paws in. From walking Bertie, and I'm going to make some breakfast. As I was saying yesterday, one of my new favourite breakfasts right now is Jason's sourdough toasted. We actually keep this in the freezer because it's really hard to get hold of now. We've been using Jason's bread for so long, but now there's so much hype around it. It's always sold out in Tesco. So when it's in stock, we grab a couple and put them in the freezer. So I'm gonna toast that. And then I've just got natural cottage cheese. I know the texture might not be for everyone, but once you get over that, it's actually so nice and it's such a quick and easy breakfast. I do actually use quite a lot. And then I like to use honey and some chili flakes. I did buy a hot honey to try, but I really don't like this. It's too hot. It's really so hot. I don't like it that spicy. Usually elderly people have those little boxes with the days of the week with all of their pills and stuff in. Well, I've done the same so that it like reminds me and keeps me accountable for taking my vitamins. Let me put you up, because I am the queen of buying a vitamin or buying a supplement or something that I think is going to benefit my life, and then it just sitting in the cupboard. So I've got these little containers. They're from a brand called Cadence. I actually think that I got them in America, and it's really cool because these little, they're all magnetic, so you can stick them together. As part of my Sunday reset, get your shit together for the week, I'm filling up my vitamin pots. So these are all ready to go. I do like to have them after my breakfast. I have taken vitamins and stuff on an empty stomach, and oh my gosh, it's horrible. It makes you feel so sick. I love the thing about romanticizing your life. You know I'm here for all the small little moments of joy, and something that has added so much joy actually into my life this year is making my morning matcha. I really look forward to having it. I have to say I am cheating a bit. The traditional way to do it is to whisk up the matcha with like a little wooden whisk, but I don't have that, and I didn't buy the whole kit because I wasn't sure if it was something I was going to stick with. But now I found this way of doing it. I actually prefer doing it this way. So I bought my matcha from Amazon. I will link below the one that I got when I went to a Pilates class and had one, my first one that I liked. They used this powder. It came in a bag, but it was all lumpy. So I sieved it and just put it in a jar. It just felt easier to use. And I just add like a teaspoon. I also love sweet things, so I add a little bit of vanilla. So I'll leave her to whisk up. I've just had my shower and I'm about to moisturise, and I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Body Cream. I think I got this in a gift set. The body cream's been so nice actually, but I'd been squeezing the last of it out. So I've taken the scissors to it and cut it open, and there's so much still in there. So this is your reminder to always cut open any empty tubes before throwing them away. And also, I just find it so satisfying completely using up a whole product. I've been doing a little bit of home shopping to give the house a bit of a New Year refresh, as I mentioned yesterday. And over Christmas, I watched the Martha Stewart documentary, and I just loved it so much. If you are looking for a new documentary to watch, it's so interesting. And I love her style. I love, you know, what she does. Anyway, this little homeware haul is inspired by her and Nancy Meyers. I have loved Nancy Meyers movies for so long. Some of my all-time favourite movies have been made by her, and there's this certain style that she creates within all of her movies. So these pieces are kind of inspired by that. Okay, we're starting off with this little pot. I got this in a charity shop for £1.50. I saw this in the window of the shop, but the shop was closed. I went back as soon as it opened and it was still there. And I bought it and I'm so pleased with it. I love it. £1.50. I feel like H&M Home would sell something like this for like £20. So I'm so thrilled with my little bargain. I've got my hydrangea plants in the garden, but they're obviously not flowering yet. So I've got some faux ones to keep us going until we get the real ones. I got this bunch of 3. How lovely are those colours? The stems are really long, so I've had to like really bend them up to fit them in the vase right. But I got 3 of those for £12.99 from HomeSense. I've got a couple new photo frames. I got these from Habitat at Sainsbury's. They were half price, so they were £6.50 each. I wanted to update some of the photos we've got in the frames around the house. So I've had some new ones printed, so I can put those in my new frames and update the frames we've already got. I love these. Some of these are from our holiday in Mallorca last year. Bertie Boy's making an appearance. Oops. I got this mounted artwork from a charity shop. This was £8.50. I find it so much more satisfying finding a good find in a charity shop rather than just like buying something from a shop. It feels really nice to have something quite unique and different to kind of what's in the shops at the moment. But saying that, HomeSense does always have great prints and artwork. This was £16.99, and I do find HomeSense, their prints and artwork is pretty reasonable. I love the antique gold frame and the kind of earthy tones in this print as well. I can't wait to put all of these out. I've been playing around with it, but we can put everything out next. We have got hardwood flooring in our kitchen, and I just wanted to make it feel a bit more cozy and just warm it up a little bit. So I saw this rug on H&M Home. I've had a few rugs from H&M Home over the years and they've lasted really well. I've been really impressed with them. I really love the pattern and colours on this as well. It really just works so well with this kitchen. So as you can see, it's quite narrow, but it's really long, so it's more of a runner. So I've just been having it down here. I'll show you everything in situ and where we're going to put everything after. And then finally, I've got this big vase of hydrangeas. This is from HomeSense, but as soon as I saw this, I've never put anything in my basket so quickly. I love the kind of the bigness of it, you know, it's really full and big, and it will fill an empty space. So right now our dining table is, after Christmas, it's just looking so bare and empty. So I thought that this could just sit in the middle, obviously when we're not using it, and it just makes it's just a really nice statement piece to add. When I originally bought this, the pot was quite grey, a bit too dark grey for me, so I've just lightly painted it. I just watered down the paint and just very lightly painted it just to give it a bit more of a wash of cream rather than grey. I am so happy with all of my new finds, and I'm excited to put them out and just give the house a bit of a re-zhuzh. So I think it's time for a little snack, and then we can do that. As you probably know, I have got such a sweet tooth. I'm a chocoholic, I'm addicted to sugar, and you know, I could eat chocolate at any time of the day. But I'm trying to find healthy alternatives. Saying that, I did have 3 Kit Kat bunnies last night, but it's all balance, isn't it? It's all balance. Again, something I can prepare in advance and just have in the fridge for times like this, when it's 11:30 and you just want a little something. My favourite snack are these. This tray was filled, so I have eaten quite a lot of them. They are medjool dates, sliced in half, stuffed with peanut butter, a blob of dark chocolate, and then a little sprinkle of sea salt on the top. Kind of tastes like a Snickers bar. And I really enjoy those, and I actually find them really like satisfying. These do hit the spot. I forgot to show you this one, but I got this wooden recipe book stand. It's from Dunelm, and I thought it was just nice to have there because when we're cooking, we're often following something, even if it's like on our iPad or something, you could just stand it here. And also it's just a really nice way to display any nice books or anything you've got. Over Christmas, we did a little bit of DIY and we painted this dining room. So the wall that the mirror is behind, that was already that colour. And then if I turn around on the dining bench, the tongue and groove paneling along here, this bit was already this colour. So all we've done is just painted the other walls the same colour. The colour looks really different throughout the day. Sometimes it looks a bit more mushroomy, and then it goes a bit more grey and then a bit more green, but it's quite nice because it kind of always looks different. It was the Dulux Heritage paint and the colour was called Stone Grey, and I feel like it just makes it feel so much more cosy. I don't know why we only did one wall and then the woodwork in the colour. I don't know why we just didn't do all the walls originally, but I really, really love it. And also, before, you might have remembered, over the dining table we had the same lights, but the pendants were glass, and 2 actually got smashed, and I tried to find replacements for them, but I couldn't. So instead, I didn't want to have to buy a whole new light. I just bought these little lampshades from Dunelm and put them on there instead. And the original light that we fitted pretty soon after we moved in, so about 5.5 years ago, that is still the same, but we have just changed the shades to these little ones from Dunelm, which I love. This was from Dunelm as well, actually, and it used to sit on this, my mind's gone blank, what is this called? Console unit. It used to sit there because we had a different mirror, but I've just changed up the mirror as well, and I got this mirror in the William Wood Black Friday sale. I'm really pleased with the mirror, but it just took so long to arrive. But I'm really pleased with the revamp of this area. We've been in our house now for coming up to 5.5 years. Still really love this room. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a refresh and a little bit of a refresh and a little bit of love, to just really love it again. So just a few of those little changes have really like spruced it up. And then the big vase pot that I got from HomeSense, I've just popped that on the table there, and it just feels like an empty table. But I must admit that usually I have just tidied it up, but this dining table is usually like when you've got something that you don't know what to do with, it just goes on the dining table. And I'm trying to keep it tidy, but inevitably it's gonna get filled with crap again. You don't have to spend a fortune on flowers for them to make an impact. I bought 2 bunches of gypsophilia from Tesco, and they were £2 each. I'm going to pop them together and pop them in this little vase. It lasts so long. I fill this up with water, put them in, and then just let the water dry out, and then this dries out as well. And I usually keep it in there for about 6 months. So it's a really great way just to almost create your own dried flowers as well. I love the tiny little white flowers against the green at the back. It's so pretty. I forgot to say yesterday that dinner was a success. It was so nice. And I would say the portion would serve 4. So I'm gonna have half of this for my lunch now. I had a huge wardrobe clear out at the very start of the year, and I forgot that I had this lovely jumper. It's from Uniqlo, and I hate itchy jumpers, or if they need hand washing, like I don't mind, but it's a bit annoying, isn't it? This is so soft. It's not itchy at all. I am actually thinking of looking to see what other colours they do in it, because I know they have got quite a wide range of colours in, because it's so soft, comfortable, it's machine washable, it's worn really well. I love it. This is a size medium. It's kind of loose, but it's not oversized because it's not supposed to be oversized. So I think if you want it really oversized, I'd go 2 sizes up. If you just want it a little bit loose, go 1 size. And if you want it more fitted, I'd say take your normal size. But I really love it. I actually forgot how much I love this one. I'm gonna love and leave you here this week. There was actually more I wanted to put in this vlog, but I feel like I have chatted on and on in this vlog. So if you've made it to here, thank you so much. Honestly, it really means the world to me when you guys watch my vlogs. Thank you literally from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you enough. As I said, there was more things I wanted to show you. I've got a couple of new bits from H&M, which have just arrived this morning, and a few other things, but I'll pop those in next week's vlog. Thank you so much for watching today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next week. Bye.